was our show called again? Off Track.
I was waiting to see whether or not you were serious.
Oh, excuse me. I know, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Is that how we're starting?
That's how we're going to start.
Okay.
Welcome back to Off Track. I know you see this beautiful new trophy right here in front of me. And Jordan, I believe we're going to be referencing me as Pin Crusher Sparks from now on, okay?
So, from now on, yes, I will be putting this at the lower thirds that you see every episode, yes. So, yeah, we had a bowling tournament recently for ERA. It was not really a tournament, it was a fundraiser.
Yeah, for MDA.
But we were awarding like a $5 trophy to the
$5, $50, who cares?
The one with the highest score.
And who was that?
That was you by like 4 points. Second place came to Ken. Third place went to somebody who had like 2 turkeys in one game
and still lost.
But the rest of their scores were just like gutters. Yeah, it's like gutter, strike, 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 gutter, gutter, strike, 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 gutter, gutter. I'm like, how? It's like when you hand like your big brother the controller for a second.
You mean little brother?
No. Well, in video games, whenever like you're all of a sudden doing super well, like you, people say it was like, did he just like hand the controller to his big brother?
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I meant like the other way.
Oh, okay.
I meant the other way.
Yeah.
You hand it to your little brother when you throw all those gutter balls.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then the big brother did the turkeys.
No, I can whoop ass in some Wii Sports, but when it comes to actual bowling, no.
Well, you know, not all of us can be athletes. I'm a busted athlete, but I still got the job done, and I did it with 2 kids on my hip the entire time. I have to brag a little bit and talk a little shit to these people because we had videos going out before this, and everybody was saying how they were going to win. And like I told them before, the champ stays the champ. You can't beat me.
You're just lucky Matt was off his game.
Hey, you know what a true champion is? He shows up no matter what. Consistent all the time.
I'm going to hate editing this episode. I'm really going to hate edit. I'm just like feeling the smug.
It's just going to be me talking shit the entire time.
That's awful.
And you're going to see this trophy in a lot more podcasts to come. It might not leave this table.
It's going to leave the table, but we might hide it in the back of other people's podcasts because it'll be funny.
Just put it right here?
Yeah, hold on.
We'll find out if we can see it.
Like, I'll find out. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys can still see it there. I really hope that they just see, like, the very top.
Yeah.
So, like, every
just
single podcast, it's still there.
Yeah. It's perfect.
And I'm talking to, like, other people's podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, when Shane Gray does theirs.
It just needs to be hidden off to the side somewhere and just making sure that they know the champ is still here even though he's not present.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll get, like, a PNG image, and I'll just have it kind of, like, cropped in. At the top, it's just kind of like peeking its head in.
What I was thinking is I'm going to go ahead and put like a marker right here.
Okay.
And go ahead and put my name, Sparks, or Pin Crusher Sparks. There we go. That way it's always noticeable for everybody.
Pin Crusher Sparks. Gotcha.
Or just get a new nameplate. It can't cost much.
Yeah, it might cost more than the trophy itself. But that's on you.
This trophy is going to be like one of the most extravagant trophies ever when I'm done with it.
You're going to mod out your trophy that you got at a non-competitive
it was competitive.
like MDA event.
It was competitive. Everybody was trying to distract me while I was throwing. It didn't work. The mental ability of this king right here.
No, you did well though. What was your final score?
Y'all keep shortchanging me. You keep saying 160, and it was 161.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah. So, any of you big Lebowski fans at home?
Oh, and by the way, I've been hearing nothing but complaints.
That's not the
Big Lebowski is a great one, but everybody's complaining about the pins because those were on strings. Some of them.
Yeah, those kind of sucked.
I had to deal with them. I didn't complain.
Yeah, but your score was only 161.
That's big. If I had the pins not on a string, it would have been like 200 and something.
That's why people were complaining.
Look,
because the strings were so weird.
You overcome all obstacles to be great. Yeah.
Okay. And your obstacles were 2 kids? And,
2 kids and about 6 beers and.
So are you one of those people that when you're playing a game or sports, does alcohol usually make you better at it or worse?
Yes, absolutely. It makes me better.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, when I started, I played golf my entire life. So when I was playing golf, all I ever saw was the older guys always drinking and playing. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I could probably do this. And so as I got older, I probably started, look, this is not a good thing. I probably started drinking when I was like 16, 17 years old on the golf course. But, I mean, I had supervision. I mean, obviously there's older men out there. I mean, they're like 50s and 60s and 70s years old watching me. 50,
60-year-old men on a golf course does not count as supervision.
Yeah, it was for me at the time.
That was like the worst kind of supervision. Those are the worst people that you could – because they're all going to be like, I don't care. It's like, well, yeah, I know you don't care about anything.
Exactly, and that's where I learned how to gamble. I mean, I learned everything on the golf course. I mean, that's what all my life lessons pretty much were there. I mean, that's where I lived. I mean, from the time I was 5 years old and I can carry my golf bag up to the golf course, I was there. I used to walk like 27 holes in a day. I mean, carrying my golf bag. I mean, I couldn't do that now. I could barely walk 9 holes right now carrying my bag. But, yeah, like I was saying, I learned how to drink, and that's why I started drinking on the golf course. And going back to your question, I 100% am better when I play golf drinking, especially if I haven't played in a while. For some reason, it, like, gives you that little loosen up. Like,
it you don't make you stress and focus too hard.
And you don't want to get drunk, but you want to, like, hit that like little median.
Inebriated?
Yeah. Inebriated?
Buzzed.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, if you can do that and stay like that little sweet spot, it's perfect.
Gotcha.
But if you go over it, it could get dicey.
Yeah, for whenever I play pool,
same thing.
I don't think it really like makes it better or I play better or anything. Honestly, the one thing that I've noticed that when I play better is when I'm wearing a suit.
You feel good.
Yeah, when I wear a full suit, for some reason, my pool game is so much better.
It's because you feel good.
Because
you look good.
Yeah.
Because you look good.
Like it might just be like a mental thing, but like for some reason, when I'm wearing a suit, I play so much better.
Makes sense.
I really do.
Makes sense because you look good, you feel good, you're going to play good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of how it goes.
But yeah, so that's like the only kind of like ritualistic thing I've ever done when it came to like playing any kind of sport-related game.
So ritual, like when I have certain songs that I would listen to when I would warm up, when I was hitting golf balls or when I was putting before a golf tournament. I always played like a lot of the same songs over and over again, and it's mostly like old 90s rap because I mean, for some reason
my guess was going to be WWF stuff.
No, I mean, I had some like rock stuff on there, but most of it was, I mean, like AC/DC was on there, like Hell's Bells. I always listen to Hell's Bells. For some reason, that was the first song that played on my playlist.
Okay.
It just got me in a different zone. Because I had to get into a different zone because it was me against the course. It wasn't just me playing against other people. I didn't worry about what they were doing. It was like what I had to focus on.
Gotcha.
So that's why I kind of like, when people talk to me or talk in my backswing when I'm playing, I don't even hear them. Because I've gotten into that zone where I don't hear nothing. Like nobody can distract me any. I mean, yeah, I wish I could still do that, but I can't do it anymore as good as I used to.
Yeah, I've never been that so much into a sport where I ever competed at anything. The only thing I've ever competed in was like card game tournaments, and that's it. Any kind of sport related thing. I played soccer back in middle school and hated it. I wish I played a little bit of baseball, but I never did.
See, that was the one sport I didn't play.
Yeah, and that's I never played it growing up. I played it with like my family and stuff, but I never actually was like on an official team for anything, even if it's just like school or outside small sport, junior league, whatever. I never got into it. Looking back, I feel like that's a sport I probably would have really liked.
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't play baseball. I played baseball for like 1 year, but I was always playing soccer and golf, and then.
How good were you at soccer?
I was really good. I was really good. Yeah, we used to go to Duke soccer camp every year. I mean, in middle school, we won the state title for soccer. I mean, as much as we could. I think it was only like I won't say state title because that's incorrect, and it was more like a district thing, but we couldn't play anybody else. Nobody else wanted to play us, essentially. And I played travel soccer. I was actually a better soccer player than I was a golfer for a long time.
So what made you go with golf?
It was when I got into high school, there was some politics in it, and I won't go into more details about that, but yeah, it was a little bit of political, and I wasn't on the right side of it, needless to say.
To get you into golf or to get you away from soccer?
To get me away from soccer.
Weird.
All right. So I wasn't in the in crowd for the soccer team, essentially.
Okay.
And I decided, you know what, my junior year, I told my mom, I was like, I'm done with soccer after this year. I'm not going to play it. I'm going to focus on golf and see if I can get it there. Because nobody was getting scholarships for soccer. It just wasn't a thing back then.
A lot of scholarships mainly go to a lot of the, PGA programs?
Yeah, I mean, and I just felt like for me to get into college, because I wasn't the best student either. Like, I mean, I was like an average student, like below average when it comes to it, because I just didn't want to, I didn't want to be taught something that I was never going to use. Like, I'm never going to be a chemist, so why am I learning chemistry?
Yeah, my average made me learn the alphabet, just like A, B, C, D, F. No.
Yeah, so mine stayed around that like C- to D+ range. That's kind of where I was.
Mine was versatile. It fluctuated depending on the class.
Well, if I was like interested in the class, I would get an A.
Oh yeah, I got hundreds in classes that I actually liked, but the ones that because I'm the same way. There's some things where I'm like, I understand why this is a class, but I also don't understand why me in high school needs to learn this at the moment. The education system is completely broken. It was 100%. Designed decades ago for people who to basically train up factory workers, and it's never changed.
Yeah.
Like, we never changed the school system. It's still the same way it was when it was first implemented.
Yeah, the school system sucks. I mean, I got family in the school system. You know, my cousin's a teacher. I mean, I think...
Yeah, I have family as well. They all hate it.
Yeah. I mean, even she tells me some of the stories about how... I mean, she teaches... I think she's done elementary, middle school, and high school from North Carolina to Florida, and now I think she's in Arkansas. And it's all broken everywhere. It doesn't matter where she goes. It doesn't matter. But yeah, to go back to your question, how I left soccer. So it was my junior year, and I just was like, I'm done. I'm focused on golf, and I'll let it ride from there. See if I can get in. And luckily enough, I was able to walk on to Lenoir-Rhyne. I was able to, be able to get my game to where I needed to be. I took the whole summer, worked with, shout out Todd Gleaton. He definitely helped me get to where I needed to be, to where I can compete with those guys. And then the first day of practice out there at Lenoir-Rhyne, I had to go against all the scholarship freshmen, and I ended up beating them. I think I beat the one guy, the best one, by one, and then the other recruit. I mean, I think I beat him by like 10 or something like that, and they immediately was like, I don't have any scholarships, but you can walk on. So that's how I ended up getting into golf, essentially, and working on that. And I just dropped soccer completely, and said, let's do it. And I never looked back. And luckily it got me into school and got me into college, and still dropped out, and it didn't matter anyways. So I had a little bit too much fun, didn't show up to classes. And
do you regret that?
I do. Yeah, I do regret it. But at the same time, I wouldn't change it either. I had to learn some hard lessons, but it was good. It was definitely good.
Better to learn them early.
Yeah, I learned them at an early age, and got out and was immediately in the workforce. I feel I got more out of it and going to do different jobs. I was manager for 1-800 Pack Rat for the storage container companies that do all the moving for across countries. I sold DirecTV and Costco and Sam's Clubs. I was that guy that you did not want to see in like Sam's Club. I was like, oh look, hey, I think you dropped your savings, and they would turn around and look, and I'm like, I'm just kidding. Come on, they're over here, and walk them over to my table, try and get them to sign up for DirecTV.
That's funny.
I traveled all over the world, all over the eastern part of the United States. I was from West Virginia up in Morganton. I crushed it up there.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I went to West Virginia, I mean, Cox Cable was like the biggest thing up there. I mean, I would just run the floor with them. And I mean, every time I left there, I probably had like 10 or 15 contracts with DirecTV, which was a big deal, like working in Costco.
Especially at the time.
Yeah. And then, like, I would go to South Carolina a lot, Tennessee a lot, mainly in Chattanooga, and that's where they ended up placing me to run my own, was in Chattanooga. And I stayed there for about a year and decided to come back, move to Raleigh, and moved to Nashville, and then had my 2 beautiful babies. Well, I have Beckham up there. And
is that around the time that you ended up getting into real estate, or was that after?
So, no, I was running restaurants up in I started as a server at Puckett's in downtown Nashville.
Yep.
And then worked my way up, did bartending, catering, server.
Oh, that's right, you did
Yeah,
do well.
yeah, I did all that. And I mean, I would walk out of there sometimes. I would work a double. I'd have to get there right around like 5:30 in the morning, I think. Yeah, it was about 5:30 because we opened at 6:30 because we had breakfast too. And I would work a double all the way until midnight. So 5:30 in the morning, I would get there till about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes I would walk out of there with cash right around $1,000, $1,500, just cash in my pocket, not including my credit card tips that I even, didn't bring them home because I would get those 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Nashville. I wouldn't go back because it's changed so much, I feel like. But I still have friends there, and they love it and everything. It's a great town. I mean, Hot Tui girls up there. Shout out to her. I know exactly where she said that, right in front of Bridgestone Arena.
I need that meme. I need that meme to die.
I mean, it's pretty funny. But, it's cool. I mean, I met a lot of cool people. Met Seamus. I waited on him there.
Yes.
The realtor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wrestler.
Yeah, you were telling.
Yep.
That was in the WTF, the other show with you and Ricky. So make sure you guys go check that out.
Yeah, great show. So yeah, I waited on him. I waited on Eddie George came in a couple times. I served him breakfast. So I mean, I've met DJ Khaled. I waited on him. I won't say that he ate pork, but he did eat pork, unfortunately, because the beans had pork in it, and I didn't realize it. And he doesn't eat pork.
Oh.
I didn't even think about it.
Dude, I don't follow celebrities like that. I don't.
I mean, I don't either, but, like, I didn't think about it at the time because he's like, I don't eat pork. I was like, all right, well, you're kind of limiting yourself here at the barbecue restaurant.
Yeah, you don't go to a barbecue restaurant if you don't eat pork.
So obviously he can have brisket, beef.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, you can have brisket if you want that. Obviously no pork. We had chicken wings. He ordered a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, it was like him and like 5 different, maybe 6 different people. But I had to like keep people away from him because we had him in the back corner in one of the booths. So they had a booth and another table with the bodyguard sitting on it. And
it's a shame. It's a shame that they need all that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
like,
crazy.
If I see like a celebrity that I like really know and follow, and I'm a big fan of, like let's just go with like a simple generic one, Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
If I see Eminem, I'm gonna and if I have a chance to talk to him, I'm just gonna be like, hey man, love your music, big fan.
Right.
And that's it. I don't understand. Like even people with the craziest fan bases, like the Swifties.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand how somebody can literally like absolutely lose their mind over
it's crazy.
Just seeing somebody. My favorite example is actually when Michael Jackson, in his earlier career, there was like this one. You can find it on YouTube. Where it was like this really cool like stage entrance where it like launched him up on stage and then he jumped and just kind of went like this, and there's so many people were freaking out, and as soon as he went like he just stood there for like a good solid 10 seconds and then went like that, and then they went wild again. The camera was showing the audience, ladies were literally fainting at just the sight of him. I'm like, that is insanity.
It really is crazy.
In One Piece, would call that Conqueror's hockey. Like, I don't know how.
It's insane, man. I mean, like he couldn't even like eat his little lunch that he
without
had.
People freaking out,
and like people trying to go get autographs.
Yeah, like he was very talented, but and like obviously like a huge hit.
Mm-hmm.
Music was phenomenal. His choreography was like legendary.
Yeah.
But I don't get why people would completely like scream their head off and faint. Like freaking out and being starstruck is one thing.
Yeah.
But literally screaming and losing your mind to the point
To
where you're
faint.
about to pass out. I was like, how?
That's
It's just
wild.
a dude.
Yeah,
He's
it's
a
wild.
very talented.
It's a person. Yeah.
He's a very talented individual, but it's just a dude.
It's just a person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like me and you, they put their pants on the same way I do.
Yeah.
One leg at a time.
Oh, some people.
Unless they jump right in. Are
Yeah.
you a jumper?
I feel like Michael Jackson would be a jumper.
Just
Yeah, Michael Jackson definitely like dances into his clothes.
2 feet in.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? How hard that would be, actually?
I feel like his pants just go to him.
The pants just.
Yeah, he steps
just
over
where-
it and it just and
Okay.
then it just comes out on its own.
like-
He goes, hey, hey, and just
Oh
just
god.
the idea of thinking that is crazy. But
Well, he don't put pants on right now.
no, he's dead.
so
No.
it ain't happening right now. But yeah, if he that would be it. But yeah, I mean,
Dude, I was crushed as a kid when I found out that he passed. I was crushed.
the only person that I really was crushed when I was a kid was Dale Earnhardt. He
Yeah.
died.
Yeah. The other one that really broke me was Stan Lee.
Okay. Yeah.
That was the only celebrity death that I've ever seen that I actually cried.
Kobe.
Kobe Bryant. Yeah.
Kobe was for me too.
That
Kobe was
was
a bad one.
That was just a tragedy.
That was an
that was
awful
terrible.
one.
That was absolutely awful.
Because
But-
I love Kobe Bryant, man. I mean, I'm a huge basketball fan, and Michael Jordan is always the greatest basketball player to me of all time. I mean, and he went to Carolina, so it helps me out.
Yeah.
But Kobe, I watched Jordan at the end of his career. Like I watched him win the last three, maybe not the last three. I think it was just the Utah series, the last two that he won. I watched those, and of course I watched Kobe my entire life.
Yeah.
He was the closest thing to Michael Jordan that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But it was good though.
That was just an actual like full on tragedy. I don't even like basketball, but when I heard that, I was like, that's just awful. Cause
Yeah, it was bad.
it's worse whenever it's somebody who's like he was young.
Yeah, he
He was very young. Like that was very.
I think he was, because he was 18 when he went. He can't be much older than me.
Yeah. Well. No, he was definitely.
He was in his 40s, won't he? He's got to be in his 40s.
How old was Kobe Bryant when he passed?
Yeah.
41 years.
40, yeah.
That is
40, so-
stupid young.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 35, and what was it, 2 years ago that he passed?
Something like that.
It's 2 yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a little bit longer than that, because I think I was in Nashville when he passed, actually.
Dude, honestly, ever since 2020,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that we're about to hit 2025 here soon.
It's crazy, dude,
Like,
how fast.
it has been speeding through. I don't know if it's the fact that I'm not in school anymore is what it
Yeah.
is, but I just, ever since I got out of college, every single year just passes like crazy.
Speaking of how fast it's going, we had Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend was
And I was going to ask you, how was your weekend, man?
So I had a boys' night. I had my friends over, and we played a little bit of Tekken. We played a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh. We did this one version of Yu-Gi-Oh where it's called Speed Duels, where at the mic, where it's a lot of more old school cards, and a lot of the rules are changed, and like the spaces on your field are limited. So it's called Speed Duels because it's meant to be much faster. And we ended up doing a draft thing where we kind of like shuffled all the cards together. We all picked different piles, and we had to build a deck out of those piles. And that was incredibly fun. But more on that here in a second. I'm getting a call, and I need to go ahead and take it. So we're going to go ahead and cut straight to a commercial.
And this commercial break is brought to you by ERA Strahler Real Estate for your local home finding and selling company.
All right, welcome back to Off Track. I totally missed that call, so hopefully I'll be able to get back with them. So the call I got was actually from the financial thing for that I'm paying back on a new shower that we just got put in.
That's right, you just didn't do
And
the bathroom,
it
didn't you?
looks gorgeous. The company that did it was Bath Pro. They did a great job on it. What was funny is that the salesman came by, and when he was kind of trying to make the offer and like
Pitching you, yeah.
pitching everything, we kind of like made the choices of what we were wanting. And when he told us the price, we were like, well, that's unfortunate, we can't afford that. So ended up like lowering it and lowering it and lowering it. And after like an hour of talking with him, he ended up like salesmanning the crap out of it. And we ended up getting this shower like $7,000 off.
Oh, damn.
So whenever the builders came by, they were saying it's like, yeah, we're about to go do another job, and I was telling them about like how I got a huge discount on it, and they were like, yeah, we know, we saw the paper, the house that we're about to go do, basically same shower, paying twice as much. And I'm like, let's go.
Always negotiate, baby. Everything is negotiable.
I'm not even good at negotiating. I was just honest saying, I was like, dude, I can't afford this. I'm sorry. This was a mistake for me to bring you here. I'm so sorry to waste your time, but I did not realize how expensive this was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be around like $10,000. That was like the lowest of the low for what it could possibly be. And because it was the final. Like initially, it was like 23,000 or something like that, but it cut all the way down to like 15.
Yeah, bathrooms are expensive, man.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be paying that back for a while, but the shower's incredible. We love it, and I don't regret a single thing.
That's awesome.
It's just another bill now.
Anything else you did over the weekend?
So I was talking about the boys' night I had on the speed duels, just fun game. I was supposed to do a boys' trip. We were supposed to go down to Oak Island, but we unfortunately had to cancel that and change it up to something else because our buddy Jacob, who lives at the location where we were going to be doing it, his family was coming in for Labor Day. It was just going to be a big family thing, so we had to postpone it. Because he was like, we're not going to do what we were going to do with his parents and his grandma there. And
Understandable,
all that stuff.
yeah.
And, like, the bedding and the showering and all that stuff is going to be a hassle with, like, I don't know, like 10-plus people. And we're like, no, we'll just postpone it to a day where it's, like, where we can just be ourselves and hang out with just you and your bros. But other than that, my wife and I were just relaxing, playing video games this entire weekend. We were playing some of the Borderlands games. We were playing the pre-sequel, and we were playing Borderlands 2. We beat the pre-sequel, and I beat Borderlands 2 itself like 6 times because I know the ins and outs of that game. And other than that, yeah, that was basically it.
It's funny you mentioned Borderlands because I think we were talking about it last time. And did you see that it's already out on Prime? You can rent it.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah. It did. What
Let's
was
go
it,
ahead
like
and
2
check
weeks?
what the Rotten Tomatoes is on that.
What is
right
it, like
now.
2 weeks and it was in theaters and it's already out?
Borderlands, Rotten Tomatoes.
I'd be interested to see what that score is. Probably a 0.
On release, it was actually a 0.
Was it really?
It was 0. It is now to a healthy 10%.
10%. See?
Yep.
I looked at the preview of it and I was like,
Well, me being a big fan of the series, it was worse. Like, if you're a fan of the Borderlands series, that movie was an insult to the fan base. I just don't understand why companies are wanting to get IPs to like a successful game franchise, and then they want to make a movie that's not dedicated toward the fan base.
It's not even close.
Like, and they were like, "Oh no, we're just gonna make it and like hit like a larger target audience." It's like, dude, you already have your audience.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do that, why did you grab Borderlands?
Mm-hmm.
Why not just make, like, you could have just called it The Wastelands.
Yeah, anything.
And just made the same movie, and it probably would have done better because people wouldn't have compared it to Borderlands. So
they probably would have tried to
then
compare
again, like comparing it or not, the movie was still terrible.
It was awful, but I think what they were trying to do is get away from like that Mad Max with Borderlands. You know,
you can't.
Yeah, I know it's tough.
It's a very Mad Max game, and that's
an
okay thing to say.
Yeah,
because Mad Max is a very good franchise.
I just watched the newest one.
For Mad Max?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Was it the Fury or something? The
It's
one
like
with
Fury Max Road, something like that.
Yeah, I just watched.
Super mega.
It was
death
pretty
metal.
Yeah, it was, look. A lot of people don't like those movies, and I understand it, but I don't know what it is. I like them. Like, I've always liked them.
I get it. It's the same reason why a lot of people hate the Transformer movies, but I love, like, the first two just because I watched them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And they have
Shia LaBeouf, I mean, yeah.
Honestly, I love Shia LaBeouf in those movies so much because I love, if you ever go back to watch them again, see how his character Sam is, like, how his personality and his ego, but his confidence is from the first movie all the way to like the last movie that he was in. I really hate that they got rid of him.
Yeah, he was perfect for that role.
Yeah, but it was hilarious to me because the amount of care he had just dwindled to the point where he was freaking out trying to make sure like nobody saw like Bumblebee and like he was so worried
Like,
about trying to get with this girl and all this stuff and trying to do all of his like other like normal life stuff.
Yeah.
All the way to like the last movie where he was face to face with like that main general head honcho in his face saying is like, you're an idiot, we're not doing this, I'm heading out, try and stop me, I don't care, Bumblebee, blow this place up, and then he just like walks away.
Yeah.
And I love that he was like, he basically, to put it bluntly, the amount of fucks that he had just
dwindled.
Yeah,
went zero.
And I love it, and I just love how his character kind of developed through that. It was really funny.
Yeah, those were good movies. I mean, I enjoyed them. I quit watching them when he was done.
Yeah, and of course, like comparing it to like the original like Transformers shows and all that stuff. Yeah, of course you're better. I still need to watch. Believe it or not, I've never seen Bumblebee.
I've never seen it either.
Because what I hate about that is that was when the Transformers were on a heavy decline, where the movies were actually just starting to get really bad. And then I just kind of gave up on the franchise. I'm like, I don't care anymore. Honestly, now that I'm growing up, I'm starting to really pay attention as like, is this movie actually good, or do I just like explosions?
Yeah.
And then around the time I stopped watching, Bumblebee was coming out. I'm like, I can't wait to see how they ruin this. I don't care, and I didn't watch it. And then everybody said this was the best Transformers movie ever. And I'm like, are you serious? So no, everybody says Bumblebee was a great movie. Like
I think it's on Paramount, ain't it?
I need to watch it.
I think it's on Paramount.
I'm pretty sure it's on Paramount, but I need to watch it. And same thing with Marvel, because there's been a lot of like downcline for a lot of the movies in my opinion. But I'm waiting for like one movie to come out that I'm like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not watching this anymore. And that's the movie that's gonna be the Bumblebee, where it's like, dude, this was the best Marvel movie ever. I'm like, I missed it.
Of course I did.
That's how that was me with Quantumania.
Yeah.
Because I went to watch that because I'm like, it's gonna suck if this is the movie. It wasn't. I watched it. It was terrible. I hated it. I did not like Quantumania. I didn't like it at all. I'm so sorry to the people who.
That's the Ant-Man movie, ain't it?
Yeah.
I liked it.
Like, I'm sorry for the people who put their hard work into it, but it's just it ain't it. Honestly, the whole like phase that they're in now just kind of is getting lost, just because they were trying to punch out so many movies and they're having so many threats. Have you ever seen The Eternals?
I have, but I didn't.
It was terrible.
It's hard to watch.
I
it's
hated
very
that
hard
movie.
to watch.
I will say, like, the best thing that they did that for
and
that
it's
movie.
so long.
Yeah,
it's
long. That was the best thing they did.
Yeah.
That kept it long, because they were introducing like 7+ characters. Yeah. I'm like, you can't make that movie short. So I'm glad they did that. That they did right. But at the very end of the movie, where the celestial hand was like coming out of the ocean, they haven't done anything with that in any recent movie.
No, they haven't.
I feel like they shotgun Eternals. They shouldn't have made. They shouldn't have had that come out so soon. I feel like that was shotgunned.
I can see that. Yeah.
So if that was like.
It was a decent movie. It wasn't like.
And I think it would have been fun for them to take their time a little bit more and maybe made it like a 2-parter.
Yeah. I mean, that honestly, would make more sense.
I love when movies do that. I love 2-parters. I love like when.
That's why Dune is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, Dune did it well.
I love
how Harry Potter was.
They did a good job.
Like with their the last one, they split it up into 2 parts because it was like, we got to make sure we really
end it right.
End this right.
Yep.
So they split it up into 2 movies. I'm like, that's great. Do that.
I agree with that.
That's okay.
I like that. Yeah.
Honestly, and it makes you more revenue.
Lord of the Rings does the same thing. Like Lord of the Rings, like there's 3. They had great movies.
Didn't they like do like a movie per book though?
Yeah, they did 3.
Yeah,
they did 3.
What I'm talking about is that like if it's like example like Harry Potter, the last one, it was based off of 1 book,
right?
But they split it into 2 movies.
Yes, I know what you're saying.
Part 2. I love that they do that, because that really showcases that they're wanting to really give their all in it. And I heard, I want them to normalize putting out like full director's cuts again, because I know Justice League, terrible movie, I hated it, but people said that whenever they put out like the 4-hour
director's
like, uncut director's cut version of
that's
the
on
Snyder
like HBO
cut.
I think now.
They were calling it the Snyder cut.
Yeah,
that the movie was phenomenal. Like they were like it like everything that they cut out just made it so much better, and I haven't watched it, and I need to. But what was funny is that with how good Endgame was, the creators of that, after seeing the success of Snyder Cut, they were like, hey, do you guys want us to like release like a 6-hour version of Endgame? And everybody was like, yes, please.
Did they do that?
No,
Oh.
and I'm still waiting for it. I want them to do that. I would totally watch that.
I would too, because I really like. That's another one that did like 2 parts, even though it was.
Yeah, and
It-
it was Endgame. Well, it was Infinity War into Endgame, but it was really good how they split that off. And also, watching Infinity War and then waiting an entire year
For Endgame,
for Endgame. Infinity War was the best movie they've made.
it was
Like
really,
Infinity War was top.
It was really.
Endgame
good.
was great. Infinity War was better because I loved seeing Thanos win at the end.
Yeah.
And then having that whole gap until Endgame, that added to how great that movie was. So I do kind of combine them together as like a part.
I think they got the new Captain America coming out.
Yes. Was it Brave New World? I think.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that one looks neat. It does suck that like, it's great that we're finally getting Red Hulk. It sucks that it's not in a Hulk movie.
In a what?
In a Hulk.
Hulk.
Movie.
Hulk.
Yeah. We're not getting a. I'm still waiting for us to get a Hulk movie. Because the closest thing we got was She-Hulk, and that was horrendously bad.
Yeah, it was a TV show, wasn't it?
It was not good.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, don't.
Well, a lot of those TV shows. The only one I watched was Loki.
Loki was the only one they did that was good.
And I quit watching. I didn't even watch the second season.
Although, actually, a lot of people weren't a big fan of it. I enjoyed Hawkeye. The Hawkeye show they did.
Oh yeah.
I actually enjoyed that one. I thought that one was fun. I love the dynamic between him and Kate Bishop. Like, it was probably, out of all the new generation heroes and all that stuff, it was probably my favorite passing of the torch, because it really felt like not like a sidekick, but more of like the full mentor type thing. Like she's not related to Hawkeye, but she felt like his daughter throughout the whole thing, and it was heartwarming. I very much enjoyed it. I know that they did another show based off of one of the characters they introduced in that, like one of the villains, and the show was called Echo. I haven't watched it, but I heard that one bombed as well.
So I loved. So going back, because we're kind of on like the Marvel movies right now. I loved, and this is something that just came out, and me and you kind of talked about it a little bit. I loved the Fantastic Four, and now they've got the new.
Wait, no, hold on. No, we're talking about that. Go back.
Okay. Look, I don't.
Which one are you talking about?
So, the ones I like the new one, but I like the older ones the better.
Okay, you're talking about where Chris Evans was Human Torch.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about like the Fan 4 stick.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I was about to say that the old ones could have been so much better.
Could have.
I think they were fine. They could have been so much better. I think they needed to do more hero stuff rather than life stuff. It was like, dude,
Okay.
I don't care about your wedding. I don't care about your drama. Can you please do something cool?
Yeah.
There was a lot of that. But Fan 4 stick was horrendous and should not have been made, and it was an insult. But man, I am so excited for them to try to give it one more go. Although it's weird that freaking what's his face from
Robert Downey Jr.
No. That I think is dope. Is for Doctor Doom, I hope they never take the mask off.
Yeah.
Because that's his
It's-
character.
yeah.
And I hope they really make him like I want him to be the next big threat.
Yeah.
Like, forget the Celestials, forget everything. I want him, because he was able to like there was one moment in the comics where it basically become like God Doom, and he was able to like instantly kill Thanos. I don't think Thanos had the Infinity Stones right there, but still, like, he was able to instantly just kill Thanos. And I'm like, yeah, this Doom is a serious big bad, and I would love for them to like kind of do a huge build up to that. So that I'll be very excited for. That honestly, that will get me back into it.
Yeah.
It is weird that John Krasinski or something like that. Is that his name? No, that's wrong. Okay, what's his name from The Office?
Which one?
The like one of the two main characters, like the handsome one. That
Oh, dude. I've never seen The Office.
Oh, you haven't?
Never seen it.
Great.
But I know what the characters are. I know who they are.
All right, so okay, The Quiet Place.
Yeah.
You seen Quiet Place?
The first one?
Yes, the father, the main character.
Okay.
Him.
Okay.
How he played as Mr. Fantastic as a cameo in the Multiverse of Madness.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So he came in as Mr. Fantastic because that was a huge fan request. People kept saying, it was like, oh, you got to be Mr. Fantastic. And he ended up like dying in that movie because it was like a side
like a multiverse?
side universe. So like all of them died. That scene was horrifying. I think Multiverse of Madness is actually kind of a goated movie. It was a good horror movie.
Yeah.
Yes. No, Sam Raimi did a great job. But where was I going with this? All right. So he was kind of a huge fan cast, and I don't know the full story, but I think he just wasn't super interested in wanting to do that role. So it's going to somebody else. So he's not going to be Mr. Fantastic. And they did announce who the they did show an image about like who the new stars will be. Mm-hmm. And Pedro Pascal is going to be Mr. Fantastic.
Who's that?
Pedro Pascal is the guy who played as Mandalorian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which he's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, great actor.
But that definitely was very, very out of the blue. I never would have guessed him at all. I never would have guessed him. But no, I'm sure he'll do a great job. I can't remember who else is casted, but I know that was the one that really threw me off.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But look, Robert Downey Jr. is my guy, so I'm looking forward to him.
Yeah,
being Dr. Doom. Man.
I think it's funny. Some people were saying it was like, "Oh, that's so stupid. Why are they reusing him?" It's like if they make it where they keep the mask on, dude, bring him back. Robert Downey Jr. is a phenomenal actor. I don't care if they just bring him back and you never
keep
see
the mask
his face.
on. Yeah,
that's fine with me.
It's perfect. We already know who's under it anyway, so why does it matter?
Yeah, the only thing that I hope is that like they really do keep the mask on. There's no big reveal about it was like, oh, he looks like Tony. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because first of all, if you wanted to do that, you already ruined it.
Yeah.
You already ruined it.
By showing him, yeah.
Yeah, and also, unless you're wanting to do some weird thing with the voice, please don't. Like people are gonna recognize his voice, and that's like it's gonna be no surprise, and it's gonna be a waste, and it's gonna seem really.
It's no point, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna seem like a really weak
and
twist,
wasted time, yeah.
If they try to pull that, so I just hope that they don't do that, and this is a new character. It's just being played by the same actor, and that is not changing the story at all. Like this is Victor Von Doom.
It's not. Like, it's not Tony Stark.
It's not Tony Stark. It's not a whole new universe. It's like, oh, what if Tony Stark actually became like? I don't want Tony Stark, different universe, to be Doom.
Yeah, he's already Iron Man.
I want Victor Von Doom. To be Doom.
Yep.
So as long as they don't change that, I'll be happy. And if they do go that route, then they're just already starting off with a really bad start. But nonetheless, no matter what happens,
you're still gonna watch it.
No. I'm not doing that. I'm just happy that we're getting Robert Downey Jr. back for something because he was phenomenal. And he was one of the best parts. Actually, he was probably the best part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he really started with the Iron Man. So, but I don't watch. Like I stopped watching Marvel stuff unless it actually interests me. Because I didn't watch Secret Invasion. I didn't care to.
I don't even know what that is.
I didn't even see the I don't even think I saw the second season of Loki.
Nope, I didn't.
Which, that one I probably would get back into. I refuse to watch the Marvels. That movie just does not look good. And after it came out,
never seen it.
It bombed. I don't know what else came out recently. I have not been.
I don't think there's anything really.
It. Yeah, I think it's just been those like shows, and I think the latest movie was the Marvels, and that one just bombed. I knew it was gonna bomb. I saw the trailer, and I'm like, this looks very Disney Channel.
Yeah,
it looked like a Disney Channel movie,
it did.
And I'm like, I just get a bad vibe from it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I didn't watch it. I mean, like, the first one was fine, Captain Marvel or whatever. I like that one, but I'm good on the rest of it.
I thought it was all right. I don't like Brie Larson, to be honest.
Fair enough.
Last thing that she was in that I loved was Scott Pilgrim versus the World, but
I still have not seen that movie.
You haven't seen that movie?
Matt has told me to watch that movie like a million times,
and
I know it's on HBO right now.
Let's do a watch party. I will totally watch that movie. That is one of my favorite movies.
I have to watch it. I keep like going over it, and I have it saved.
Oh, dude, it's
and
phenomenal.
I haven't watched it yet.
No, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. It's okay. Let me explain on why it's so good. It was based off of a comic series.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. And the movie finished before the comics could. And usually when that happens, the movie usually has a bad ending, and the comics were so much better. The movie was so well loved by the fans that the comics changed what they were going to do to match the movie.
Oh my God.
It was directed by Edgar Wright, which is my favorite director. He also did Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz.
I like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. I like both of those movies.
It's directed by the same guy. He also did Baby Driver.
I like that movie too. That's a great movie.
He's my favorite director.
I love like that English like style movie. I don't know if you ever seen Layer Cake. You ever seen? Great movie. It's the guy that plays James Bond. What's his name?
I don't know. There's been like 7 of them.
No, the new one. The new guy. The new guy right now.
I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but he's the main actor in Layer Cake, and that is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Text it to me later. I'll watch it. But yeah, no. Edgar Wright. Every time he comes out with a movie, I gotta watch it. I think there was one new one that he came out with that was more of like a romance, and I'm like, that's very different from what he does because it's usually action comedies. I'm very excited to watch it.
Speaking of romance movies, we watched Aloha. Have you ever seen that?
No.
With Bradley Cooper?
No.
Well, it's got like an all-star cast of like Bradley Cooper, Emma Stone.
It's called Aloha. No, I don't know it.
Trying to think of the guy's name too.
I mean, it's not going to help your case.
No, but I mean, it's a great movie. I didn't understand it at all until like the very end, and like he pulled everything together right there at the end. So I didn't even know he was like, I don't want spoiler alert. He was a hacker. He was a hacker.
Stop.
He was a hacker.
No, don't.
He was a hacker.
No, don't spoil it. Okay, well, I'm glad that I kind of paid attention to what you're saying. Like,
You need to watch it.
Spoiler alert for them. Spoiler alert for me. I don't want to hear spoilers.
Well, you need to go watch it.
I will watch it. Aloha.
Netflix.
Gotcha, jeez.
Netflix.
Oh, well, that already kind of.
Netflix. Well, it was released in like 2015.
Okay,
So
well,
they just put it on Netflix.
I'll watch it some way. I hate Netflix.
I know, but it's the only way.
There's other ways.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to do? It's free on Netflix. I pay for it, but I mean,
what?
it's free right now.
It's not free.
I know. It's shit, man.
I'll get like a 2-week free subscription off of like a new. Did you ever do that where like
yes.
you went online and had like a new
redo?
email, just like
yeah.
I don't mean like you create one. I mean like you go to a website where they give you like a randomly generated email.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore though.
They gotta have websites that do that.
I have not seen one.
I'll ask my buddy.
When's the last time you seen one of those?
My buddy Christian does that to renew like a free. Actually, I take that back. It was my old friend David that did this. He always renewed his PlayStation membership for like the 2 free weeks.
Right.
And every 2
weeks, he would just get a new gamer tag.
He did a new gamer tag.
Yeah.
He did that every 2 weeks. I'm like, dude, how broke can you be to do that?
I've done that before. I'm not gonna say anything.
I've
done that with my Xbox one. So I've
done worse. I've done worse.
Look, I don't even pay
this
for.
was in high school where he didn't have a job. Now he does, so I'm sure he probably actually.
Look, I don't even pay for fights right now. You think I'm gonna pay for my Xbox membership?
Yeah. No, I still pay for things. Just sometimes I pay for things that aren't the more expensive options.
If there's a way to get around it and I don't have to like spend $70 every month to watch it, I'm gonna probably try and get around it.
I'll get around it as long as it's not too illegal.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I'm not the one streaming them. I'm not the one putting it up.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, but
I mean, I guess I could get in trouble for watching it. I don't know if that's a thing.
I have no idea, and I don't know anybody who would actually take the time to catch you on it.
Hunt down my IP address.
Yeah, but anyway, if you guys are watching this and you're part of the law enforcement, neglect everything that we're talking about in game.
Right. In game.
In game. Oh, okay. So there's this old joke of when people are like playing online, there's always like this joke that like the FBI is always listening. So they started doing this meme in the video game community where, like, say you're playing you're playing Call of Duty with your friends and all that stuff, and somebody ends up like killing you, and I'm like, God, I gotta kill this guy, and then you just like, by the way, for the FBI listening, in game, I gotta kill this guy in game.
Oh, in game. Okay,
Yep,
okay.
not in game. I know we were just talking about the movie.
I was like, in game. What the
No.
fuck are you
So-
talking about right now? I'm so confused.
So every now and then you'll hear somebody say, "It's like, God, I just want to kill him in game." They just like they throw that.
Got
in.
it. Got it. Jump in game.
Yeah. So the legal activity that we may or may not be talking about in game.
In game.
In game.
Got it.
Like allegedly, it's like the same way of saying allegedly.
Gotcha.
But no, we do only legal things here on Off Track.
For the most part.
No. I mean, unless you cheated to get that bowling trophy.
Yeah. No promises.
Yeah.
A
How
winner-
many times did you put the gutters up?
A winner never tells his secrets.
Did you put the bars up?
You were right there next to me.
That would be freaking hilarious.
You were right
If
next
I got the high score because I put the freaking bars up. Dude, honestly, respect. That'd be hilarious.
Look, I did have kids on my lane. I'm just saying.
I swear. Did you bullshit your score?
It's for
I'm
me
taking
to
this back. That's
No, I won that fair and square.
sure. That's funny.
Everybody was next to me.
Everyone's gonna doubt you.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Everybody doubts a winner.
sure. They weren't looking at you because they were just tired of you being like, "I'm gonna win." It's like, yeah. They wanted to neglect you.
When I walk in the doors from now on, I want the champ is here playing every time.
Yeah, you can play it off your own phone.
I will.
Okay. Okay. Well, I say we go ahead and wrap it up here.
Sounds good. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm
So,
ready.
I gotta.
Let's get on out of here.
Yeah, I gotta go get some food.
Yeah, what time is it? Anyways?
It's almost.
Oh
12
wow.
now.
Yeah.
No, it's actually. Well,
It's
past
12:37. Yeah.
Okay, no, I definitely need food. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm your host, Jordan.
Josh.
Wow, that's how you're gonna do your outro.
Hey, look, man.
Josh.
Hey, look. You caught me off guard. I didn't know you were going to say your name.
Yeah.
So
So-
it's Pin Crusher Sparks is leaving the
you wanna do it one more
studio.
time?
Yeah,
One
let's
more
do it one more time.
Okay, so take 2. I'm not editing any of that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm your host, Jordan.
And I'm Pin Crusher Sparks.
And thank you guys so much for watching Off Track, and we'll catch you next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes, that's it.